What up, guys? It's Rook here, drummer from Machine Gun Kelly, and you're listening to Sellouts, the podcast for MGK fans, by MGK fans, presented by Pink Fucks. Let's go!
Maybe if I had something to say, butterfly effect from the past 3 days. Welcome to another episode of Sellouts, the podcast for MGK fans, by MGK fans, presented by Pink Fucks. And today I am joined by Trisha Hunt. Trisha applied to be on Sellouts. She's here right now, and if I didn't mention it before, I'm your host, Mike Kyle. But Trisha, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah, so if you didn't know, if you missed the last episode, we started rolling out applications for anybody that is an MGK fan to be on the podcast. If you're interested in that, click the link down below to apply. But Trisha, obviously, first things first, how did you become a fan of Machine Gun Kelly?
Well, I was just going through YouTube when I was like 13 because I listened to Black Veil Bride and stuff like that, and I just saw him on the recommended, so I just clicked it. It was Strip Off the Block. I loved it. Been a fan ever since.
Mm-hmm. And what year was that?
I think 2010.
So we're talking to an OG right now if it's 2010.
Yeah.
And what was like your initial like reaction, right? You said that you loved it, but like what about it did you really like? Like that video for us OGs is super iconic. So what is it about like that video that really drew you to him?
I don't really know, to be honest with you. I don't really know. It was cool, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that video is always a fun one, in my opinion, to go back to, because that was like before all the tattoos. He had maybe a few chest pieces, the sleeves were starting to come together, but you know, at that point, I think he was like 19 or something, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's so cool he was 19, minimal tattoos, buzz cut, like just even like seeing like Slim and Dub in that video as well, you know, and just seeing how far they've come now over the course of the past 12 years is super cool.
And when you drive around Cleveland, you can see where he shot it at and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
downtown Cleveland.
I think that's great, right? Both of us were from Ohio. You're in Columbus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in Columbus. I grew up in Cleveland. I love the old stuff like that. You know, being able, when it's like, it's so bootstrapped and you're seeing it built from the ground up, being able to actually like go to those locations and be like, that's where this video was shot. Or the Walmart from the I Know music video with Ray J or with Ray Jr. Like that is the Walmart in Mayfield Heights. And the only reason I know that is because my cousins and half my family's from Mayfield. And so it's cool always going to go visit them. And it's like, oh, I know like what that Walmart's from.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So your first kind of entry into MGK was Chip Off the Block. And then from there, was it just like a spiral and you just went all the way down the rabbit hole? Or like, was it like a slow build for you? Or what does that look like?
I went down the MGK rabbit hole from that day till now.
Mm-hmm. And if
I'm about to be 20.
If we're looking like 2010-ish, that would be right around Lace Up Mixtape, 100 Words and Running. So like, what are some of your favorite songs off of those albums? Or those mixtapes, rather?
I can't think of them. I don't know why I can't. I don't know if Almost Famous is on there, because I listen to them every day, so I don't know. I can't remember because I'm so nervous right now.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. It's totally fine. But let's then fast forward a little bit, okay? So if we were to rank your favorite MGK album right now, which one is it?
Hotel Diablo.
Okay, you said that pretty confidently. So why is that?
I like the song Floor 13 and the song El Diablo. Mm-hmm. They're just really good.
Yeah. So if we're talking about the difference between like going like Chip Off the Block, which is kind of like your entry, and you just said your two favorite songs off Hotel Diablo, which is a rap album, are like the two probably hardest rap songs on the album. Is that fair to say that you like the rap version of MGK more than the pop punk version?
like the rap version of him, but I still like the pop punk and everything.
Hmm.
But mainly the rap.
Yeah. And have you seen him in concert at all?
I went to the Cleveland show last year. That was my
Hmm.
first concert ever.
Really? Okay, cool. So my first concert back in what year was that? 2014, 2015 was MGK as well. So we have that in common. And so that being your first concert ever, first off, what a first concert to go to. Sold out Brown Stadium.
Definitely.
Trisha, I think that kind of set the bar pretty high for your future concert
Oh
endeavors.
yeah, yeah.
I
Like
don't know if
ziplining from
anything
top
will
of
really
the.
top that.
Oh no,
So,
definitely not.
yeah, so let's paint the story here. Like, what was your experience like at that concert?
It was amazing when he ziplined from the top of the stadium to the stage.
Hmm.
That was just like I would never thought he would do that ever. Which I should have known because he likes climbing things. But no, it was amazing.
Hmm. What was your favorite? Well, outside of the zip line, what was your favorite part?
Um, it was just the whole experience was my favorite.
Hmm. Yeah,
That
and
was like yeah.
you said in your application, if you don't mind me sharing, can we talk about this a little bit?
Yeah, we should definitely can.
Cool. So Trisha's application. So when you apply, there's a question that's like, do you have like a unique story about MGK? And then the next one is kind of like, please like share. This helps me get some background knowledge on some people. So Trisha, it sounds like, went through a bit of a rough breakup back in 2022, and that concert served as kind of like the first step moving forward. And her application, not to say her story for her, but it's the concert put a smile on my face, but it was not a fake smile; it was a real one. So Trisha, like, what did that concert mean to you?
Um, it meant like it meant everything to me to finally
Mm-hmm.
get out of a very bad relationship, to finally be myself,
Mm-hmm.
to be what I want to be. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like finally seeing him in concert was my high school self would cry.
Yeah, and
My middle
I think
school
that
self would cry.
I think like that's really important to know, right? So it's like it's this big step for you, like getting out of a relationship. It's also your first concert ever, and and the concert is for this artist that at this point you've loved for the past 12 years, right? So like you
Right.
want to talk about like an all time day or all time night, like that's got to be probably one of your better memories, right?
That and my best friend's going with me. It was
Mm-hmm.
just perfect.
Mm-hmm. That's great. In our last podcast, I interviewed one of our followers, Trip, and I asked him because he just saw MGK for the first time in Detroit this past year, and I asked him if there was a song that he didn't like previously, he heard it live and fell in love with it. He didn't give me an answer, but I was wondering if that experience happened to you, where like maybe it was a song off one of the past two albums, you're like, it's fine, it's okay. But then you heard it live and you're like, oh wait, this song is actually incredible live.
Maybe that's a song that I. It was amazing.
That's how we started off this podcast, and that's actually probably my answer too. Whenever I listen to Maybe, I'm like, it's good, it's solid. Maybe's really good when I'm in the mood for it, but then hearing it live every time, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
Cool. What are some of the other artists that you like?
I like Mod Sun.
Okay.
Um, I just started listening to 44 Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
I like Willow.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I like.
So what are some of the things that, like, in your opinion, separates MGK from everybody else?
He's just crazy. That's what it is. He's just crazy climbing shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's 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 it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And even just talking about like the zip line stuff, right? Like, okay, what other artist do you know that's going to do that?
Nobody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's cool, and one of the things that my girlfriend and I started doing this past year, when we went to shows, we'd kind of like look around the stadium or the arena, and we'd like see, all right, on the left there's a 20-foot tall beam, and on the right there's a 30-foot tall beam, and then you have the sound guy's tent in the back of the arena, and we'd start to play games and place bets on which thing he was going to climb. And so that was a lot of fun for us. Like, so if you think of like the at the Mainstream Sellout Tour, I can't say we knew he was going to zip line, but during my ex's best friend at the Cleveland show, there's this 50-foot tall, just kind of like holding, and then he starts climbing that. And my dumbass, I bet the right side he was going to climb, so my girlfriend won that bet. But I agree, like the crazy stuff that he does, it's so cool, it's so unique, it's really badass, and honestly, just makes the shows like, and it has like an extra level like of intensity and fun.
And he did all that with a cigarette in his hand.
Mm-hmm. Which makes it even more impressive. And the core strength, right? Because he's hanging upside down just with his legs, and if those legs slip or if his core gives out, he's falling down a pretty good height.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about just kind of on like a maybe more personal level as well, right? When we're talking about, MGK and the stuff like that he means to you or the impact that he's had, is there maybe one or two moments that really like stick out where it's like he helped me through this?
Well, at high school and in middle school, I was bullied, so I would listen to his music,
Mm-hmm.
and I was happier
Mm-hmm.
being in his music, and he's like the only artist that I can relate to, which is weird to say, but yeah, he's
Mm-hmm.
like the only person I can relate to. He goes through so much shit,
Mm-hmm.
and I can relate to all that.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if there was like a comfort song or two that you went to during middle school and high school where it was like that was like your MGK song.
I can't remember. I really can't. So
Yeah.
far.
If I had to reflect back and think of mine, I think probably "Swing Life Away" is on that. "Habits" is probably my number one escape song, and I think, not to be so cliche, but "27" is probably my number three.
I was thinking the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Let's do this. All right. If we were to fast forward this year, right, where we're supposed to get a rap album, what is your excitement for this album? Being somebody that came into him during the OG rap days with Trip Off the Block, your favorite album's Hotel Diablo. How excited are you for this next album?
I'm beyond excited. Like, he's been through so much shit this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be amazing.
Mm-hmm. And rumors are circulating that we may be getting new music soon. Not the full album, but we might get a taste of something in the very near future. So we can cross our fingers for that.
Oh yeah.
Cool. And Trisha, we can wrap this up with this. You've seen the show. You know how this works. We're gonna go 5 rapid fire MGK questions for you. Okay?
Okay.
However, you can't say, "Oh, I don't know." I don't know is not an answer. All right?
Okay.
Cool. Let's start off nice and easy. Do we want to go with blonde hair or pink hair?
Blonde hair.
If you can only keep one MGK album and the rest are burned, never to be seen again, which one would you keep?
General Mission.
Okay. If he could collab with any artist, who would you want him to collab with?
Jelly Roll.
Okay. Let's go with pink guitar or black guitar.
Pink.
And is that our 4th question? 1, 2, that's our 4th. Let's go with our final question. If you could see MGK perform anywhere in the world besides Cleveland, because I feel like that's the answer I get every single time I do this question, where would you want to see him perform at?
I would like to go to Amsterdam.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. Why Amsterdam?
Because I've always wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's so pretty.
Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure. Well, Trisha, thanks so much for coming on. This was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. And then let's go. Let's actually wrap this up. I got one other final question here. As an OG, okay, the OG that you are, we're gonna put you on a pedestal a little bit. If you could recommend one song for people to go back and listen to from the older stuff in the catalog, which song would it be?
Baddest.
And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Trisha Hunt. Trisha, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Cool. And if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like and subscribe down below so you never miss another one. And if you want to be on the podcast, all you have to do is fill out the application. Use promo code SELLOUTS at checkout at pinkfucks.com to receive 10% off of your order. And we will see you in the next episode.